We are on the Winding Road podcast. I just woke up from a nap. We're still January as of this recording. And I had done anyways, a really great job of embracing all the seasons up until last year, I don't know why. It was just like, maybe I would get it down a little bit in the winter time, if it wasn't quite as nice out and whatnot. But I always was able to, go to basketball games or, different sporting things that were inside, or watch a whole lots of sports on TV. And I think now that I've like fallen in love with nature these past several years, I was wondering if that's why I didn't do such a great of job as embracing the winter last year as I had done previous years, just for the fact that, I was outside all the time. It gets a little cold. You don't necessarily want to go outside all the time. So I was like, dang it. Every time I went outside, it was super cold. I wanted to go do something. I didn't go do it, like, dang it, I got to stay inside, man. It just gets a little bit depressing a little bit. But I combated that last year, because I was able to keep working out, start doing different gym activities and, things like that to keep staying active. But I don't know if I was I had been putting so much vitamin D in the past few years that my body was missing that come winter time when I wasn't giving it a whole bunch of vitamin D. And I wonder if that's why I didn't fully embrace the winter last year. This year I've done a bit better of a job for sure. But I still find myself with those thoughts of like, man, I'm gonna be like those retired people and take me to Florida, man. Here it come, going to Florida and play disc golf at all the warm places in the winter months, and go, then the places that normally get cold, and go there during the summer months. Like, those thoughts have been in my head quite a bit more than previous years. But at the same time, my girlfriend buys me a pair of snow boots. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go hiking. Let's go hiking in the snow, and a large part of me is like, maybe it's just the snow. Because I love the snow. I'm like, it's so freaking beautiful and everything. So yeah, wintertime, I embrace that. I embrace the snow for sure. And I'm looking forward to going on a hike in the snow. But is that why I wasn't embracing it? And I just think it's important to try to embrace all the different seasons, because that's another one of those microcosm deals with life. With the ups and the downs and the changing of the seasons in temperature, the seasons of our life, different parts of our lives. Go through a really long period where everything's great, and you have maybe have a bad season, possibly rebuke. That's how it goes. So I think it's important to embrace the winter and look at all the positives that the winter brings, and you just still add them up. Hopefully the positives still outweigh the negatives, even if they don't. Even if your positives don't outweigh your negatives, if you choose to focus on the positives and treat those negatives as noise, like I like to talk about, you can make whatever's in that positive hand, negative hand. Even though you might have a whole bunch of stuff in here, how much does it weigh? How much do you let it weigh versus the positives over here in this hand? Make them heavy. I know it's kind of going opposite now. You want things to be light and free and easy, but give the positives some weight to them. Focus more. If you choose to focus more on those positives that's in this hand, even though there might be less of them in here, you can have them have more weight. Maybe we'll put things on a scale so we're not dropping down. My analogy works a little bit better. But we have on this scale and that scale, that's the negative scale. Put all your stuff, it may be piled super high, but how much does it weigh? I may have just a couple, 2-3 things here. You know, maybe your positives aren't outweighing your negatives right now. But if you make those few positives that you have heavier, they can weigh more, have greater impact on your lives because you chose to focus on them. And that is very difficult sometimes. Whenever your negatives are outweighing your positives, it's very, very hard to see that, to give those positives weight. But if we can just give them focus, to try to, as best as we can, man, to focus on them. Changing your habits for sure can help you focus more on the positives. Just all these healthy things we can do, even if we're in the middle of a negative season, to still try to have joy, to have the joy outweigh the negativity, have the good outweigh the bad. If we're focusing on them, that can happen. It can. And it's about the energy of it as well, because once we're able to just start putting a little bit more focus, even though I have the negative over here, you just know it's going to come, man. Just like the winter's going to come. It's like it's going to get really cold. But, you know, it's about embracing it. And I'm not saying embrace the negative and feed into the negative, but I'm saying embracing it as a fact. And you know there's always going to be negative, no matter how high it's piled up. It's always going to be negative, but if we choose to just look over here as best we can, keep our head turned, that's where those activities turn. They keep your head turned towards the positive by doing positive activities, so you're not even seeing, you're not even looking at the negative scale. It's not even there. Even though it's piled super high, you just, the positives, you're like, oh, sweet, man. I got a couple things that I really, really love, and I'm putting all my energy and time and focus into that, and I'm not giving the time to the negative. And it may be people in your lives, it may be situations, maybe what you're dealing with. So it's going to be right in front of your face. How do you ignore things that are right in front of your face, man? So it's by looking directly at them. It is kind of sort of about embracing it and looking directly at it, but you can see through it, man. You can see through that negative to see what's on the other side, what's down the road a little bit farther. If you just keep going, and you know you can because you got gas in the tank. So you know that you're going to come out of the rain, come out of the snow. You may be puttering along at 15 miles an hour in the snow, or wiping your windows and you can't hardly see, and you're like, wow, I can't see the positive. Where is it? Where is the positive? Well, you know what's ahead, man. You know what's ahead, because it's just like the seasons. No matter how far, how long that road is for you, just keep putting gas in it. Keep putting gas in it with healthy habits and healthy lifestyle, doing whatever it is that brings you joy, man. And that is on those things, you know. It's by realizing that this thing here that we're in, our body, is not all who we are, man. It is not all who we are. I refuse to believe that. There's too many microcosms that happen that point to bigger and larger and greater things, man. Just the spinning of the earth, the spinning of everything. We're going to be, you know, if you're looking at it from, like we're looking at it from a 2D or whatever, 3D, like, oh man, you know, you look at people on here, like look at them on a globe, they're going to be looking at like they're upside down on the globe. Other people are going to be looking like they're right side up on the globe. If the people that are upside down, that may be the negative or whatnot, but they're right side up. We can flip that around, guys, and be right side up, because we have that gravity that centers us. We have those things that we do that get us to deeper places of understanding and meaning and purpose. It's the gravity of those things that ground us in the reality of living in the eternal now, no matter how big either pile is, living in that eternal now with joy. with joy. There can always be joy. You may not have the happiness at the current moment in time that you're in, but you can always have joy. And that is my focus. That is what I strive to do every single day, is just to continue to have joy no matter what. And it's by seeing that it's anything that's bad is only a problem because it's happening now. And now may mean 5 minutes, now may mean a week, now may mean a month, now may mean for the rest of your life, in this body. It may mean that. It may. It's possible. But the hope of that, of anything that is an eternal, internal struggle within us based on the eternal, is just having that faith, man. Like, all right, you got to have the faith that there's something better. There's something better on the other side of this. When we PA, when we check out, there's something greater. There's something even more beautiful. And I see that with the microcosms. There's too many signs, and they're everywhere. Their microcosms are all over the place. You just have to be willing to look and search and find them. And I've found a lot of them just in nature. And, you know, just looking at a tree, and then like the other day I was disc golfing, I was looking at a tree that had been uprooted and it's laying on its side. I'm just looking at all the roots that were underneath us and all the roots that were still connected, and where all that goes. It's all intertwined, man. It's all connected. If you look at life as a root system, you know, all those trees go down there to that root system in the forest. Take us, take this earth, take the earth as a forest. There's roots that go between every single person on this planet because we are all connected, but it's so hard for us to see in these bodies. It feels like we're disconnected from all of that, but it's only because we're on the wrong side of the surface looking at it, man. All we're seeing is that one tree. You know, it tells us to, you know, go get drunk, go do drugs, go get lost in porn and gambling, whatever it might be. That, you know, just that tree over there, you know, the forbidden tree, if you will, going back to Garden of Eden and whatnot. And, you know, I'll leave that up for an interpretation, whether it was a metaphor, whether that's exactly truly what happened. I don't know. I don't know. I'd leave that up for another interpretation of a different day. But the metaphor of like that tree just being there, well, it's because we can't see underneath the tree that tree was the bad fruit. You know, its roots were rooted in evil, if you will. That tree was rooted in evil. Like, all right, cool. Well, if we flip that upside down, we're able to see where everything's connected. We're able to see the negative energy, the positive energy. We're able to see this whole system underneath there that connects everything, good, bad, indifferent. It's all connected. And if we're able to realize that we are all part of that network, I mean, it's just energy. We can't see the energy, but we can feel that energy. But too often we numb ourselves from feeling that. You know, I mentioned already a few things, or, you know, just anything that you get addicted to that doesn't feed your soul but feeds your flesh, you know, is just things that me personally, I'm trying to go run in the opposite direction, as far away from all that stuff as I can. And it's definitely leading me to a better life, for sure. And I'm not on here telling anybody what to do. I'm just telling you my personal experience, you know, and trying to love, inspire, and unite, for sure. But I'm just giving you my personal experiences, my deepest thoughts. That's what the winding road is all about. And I'm just so blessed, lucky, fortunate. You know, I don't know exactly how I got to the point where, I mean, I do, kind of. Like I said, it's by reverence of all things and realizing that we're all connected, you know. And so it's It was a lot easier this time around, you know. Realized whenever I had like one slip up on drinking, just 3 beers. I explained that in the last podcast. You're welcome to check that out. But I think I already mentioned the gambling thing too, you know. Like I'd gotten back into sports, and when I was just gambling on it, and it's just like you're chasing that high, man. You're always chasing that dragon of, you know, I'm just addicted to trying to win money, and I'm not actually watching the sport because I enjoy it. Now that I've gotten back out of that, you know, and it was too because I was making videos on it. You know, anything I try to do, I'm like, try to make content. We need some content here. Well, cool, man. Like, we'll use that as an excuse to gamble, you know, because we're going to put these pics out here and people are going to see your pics, and, you know, hey, those people like sports. They might read your book someday because your book does center around sports and life. It's like, no, man, no. All I'm doing is just feeding into my freaking gambling addiction, you know. And thankfully, anything that I've ever been addicted to, you know, I like to kind of sugarcoat it, and a lot of it, you know, nothing too extremely bad, thankfully. But it is bad. It is bad. Anything that we get caught up in that doesn't feed the soul is just not good. I'm out on it. And, you know, and I guess what I was just trying to say in that is I'm just like so thankful that I'm able to catch myself now whenever I start falling back into those patterns and stuff like that, and realize, wait a minute. Okay. No, well, you're having these negative thoughts now. Oh, why were you so quick to get mad at that situation? We've worked on that, and it's like, okay, then I kind of check myself, being like, okay, well, what am I feeding my flesh? The only thing I should be feeding my flesh is food and water. That's it. You know, you can feed it like working out and making sure we're keeping our muscles going for as long as we can, because I do want to be here as long as I possibly can and be as healthy as I possibly can, for sure, because I got to put this shit out there that it might help somebody, you know. And because there is no guarantee, even though I have 1,000% faith, I like to leave that little bit of doubt, just because that doubt drives me a little bit some ways. I think it drives me to think, okay, man, but really not even I think that's an excuse to not believing in the more. I think in reality, what I should be thinking, and I do at times think, is I need to be doing everything I can because I need to make sure that, you know, like, God put me here for a reason and a purpose. And if I'm just feeding my flesh, then I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I'm not fulfilling what I need to do while I'm here to leave the positive energy, as much positive energy as I can, to help it grow, to help other people that may be experiencing the same things as I am. Because this whole shit's fucking insane, bro. This living thing is nuts, and it gets crazier and crazier, I feel like, every year, because they do say, I think, I don't know if it's perception or how it works exactly, but the longer you live, like, the shorter the years seem to get. So it's like, fuck, I'm gonna be running out of time before you know it. So what am I doing right freaking now? What am I doing, you know? And shit, I could look and regret all the times I spent feeding my flesh and not my spirit, but those definitely did lead me to who I am right now. And it sounds like a cliche a little bit, but definitely, man, like, I learned from that stuff. I think I can help people with what I went through, all the things that, you know, I haven't went through shit, really. I haven't went through shit, man. There's so many other people that have it way worse than I do, and I don't know, it's just a crapshoot. I don't know why. I don't know why certain people are born one way and certain people are born another way, and, you know, why certain people are, like, seem smarter than other people or have many more brain cells than other people. Like, I don't know, man. But that's one reason I can't judge anybody for anything, because that could have just as easily been me. It really could have. And I'm in a place where I can help people, and I want to do that. every single day, you know, to make the most out of it. Because I feel like the people that have it way worse than I do and then come out of it, like, wow, they really did something, you know? They really, truly did something. But if I'm just here piss-puttering along and doing the bare minimum to get by and just feeding my freaking flesh, then I'm messing up, man. I'm messing up big time. And I'm not living up to everything I can live up to be. You know, like we're all definitely, you could say, I try not to say it, but you could say we all have our own limitations based on a framework that we have to work with, but we can change our neural pathways, break out of that, create new neural pathways, be bigger, greater, better, and stronger, and we can grow and we can make our ceiling higher and higher, you know, and other people start out way, way lower, and other people start out way, way higher. Tons of people have it way, way better off than me. Brain-wise, whatever-wise. That's just what I have to work with. So how do I make the most out of what I have to work with? And I just think that's a huge key in this whole equation, man, is finding your purpose and being able to use your position that you're in, if you are in one, for good, to benefit the good. That's what I'm trying to do. That is exactly what I am trying to do. You know, and I say I got to get my novel out there this year, and the clock's ticking, and I haven't even got my novella out there. I want to put that out there for free. If you sign up for my newsletter, download my PDF, you can right now if you want, GaryMartinMedia.com. But I want to do that so I can sell novels. It's like, all right, but here we are. What have we done the past 10 years? It's so long in the making. And I just spent so much time just being lazy and sleeping and not doing everything that I know that I am capable of doing, because it's just creating excuses all along the way without even knowing you're doing it, to make it seem that it's okay that you're not being the best and doing everything that you can, making the excuses. And it's also just not about having that reverence of, and it is about thinking about, you know, that everything, it's going to be this way, you know. I'm never going to get older. No, I'm not going to die. I'm just going to, it's, you know, like I just get too caught up in the now. And I know I talk about being in the eternal nows and being important and, you know, realizing what's right in front of you, but it is taking that time as well to recognize that we're just in a shell here. And what are we doing while our soul's in this shell? What are we doing? Because it is limited time. Very, 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 very limited time. We're but a freaking grass in the field, man. A whispering of the wind. We're a grain of sand. And boom. I'm done. Done before you know it, man. And but we have a lot of time if we realize that we have a lot of time if we are trying to get everything done that we can, then it's like, because for a while there, and I'm trying to get back to that state now, it's like, all right, I'm doing so many things and I don't even realize that I'm doing all those things. Like, that's what I strived to be in, that type of zone. And, you know, I'm there sometimes and other times I'm not there. But it's striving to be in that zone of where things are just happening and you're doing things and you don't even, you know, you're like, wow, I did all that. But it's like, cool, I did all that, but I gotta keep going. Gotta keep doing more stuff. Gotta keep going. Nice. Acknowledge it, appreciate it, move on. And just keep doing and doing and doing. Because I am a doer, not a beer. But I do be. At times, I do be. Probably might not make any sense to you, but maybe it will. But I do be. I do be. Smoking doobie. Woo, yeah, Jackie Chan. I appreciate you guys being on here and letting me ramble and have fun with you. Trying to be a little more silly and just not being afraid to be who I am. And it's guys like Theo Vaughn and guys like Joe Rogan and just, you know, some of the other comedians that are on those different podcasts that inspire me so much to just be myself, man. And then Encourage you if you want to. If you want to do it, you can. You can do it. Just do it, guys. Just do it. Be yourselves. Be yourselves. Woo! Jackie Chan. Real quick story on that, and I got to go. Jackie Chan came from, without naming names, not me, but somebody was drunk, and we were driving up this parking garage, and we were going up. They weren't driving, they were in the passenger seat, and they just kept going, ha, 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 Jackie Chan. Are you laughing, or is it one of those deals where you had to be there? I'm laughing. That's all that matters, because laughter brings me joy. It's the best medicine that it is. Appreciate you guys being on here. Like what you see, don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, all that good jazz. Yeah. I'm me, you're you, but we are each other. Our eyes, a little microcosm for galaxies, for the universe. Doesn't it look like it? It really does. Love, inspire, unite. God bless.